Dear Nela Loliva, first of all, thank you for your agreeing to this interview.
Thank you to you.
Could you please briefly introduce yourself to our viewers?
Sure. My name is Nella Loliva. I was born in Addis Ababa, and I lived until I grew up in Addis Ababa, and finally I was back to Italy. My father was in Addis Ababa since 1936, but he stayed there until 1975. And his name is Cesare Loliva.
Good. It is said that your father was involved in the construction of Holy Trinity Cathedral of the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. How true is this?
This is exactly the truth. My father, as I was saying, his name is Cesare Loliva, and he has a company in the Gulale, beside in front of the cemetery, and he done a lot of works, especially in the church you are named. Takes so long because was a lot of works to do in that church. Yes, it's true.
Okay, Miss Nela, what was your esteemed father's role in the construction of the church at that time?
Exactly, he's not the one that built the church. He's the one that finishing. So he's the one that make the stage, that make the floor, that make the door, that make everything that was done in stone was done by him. But the construction of the church, no, he's not the one that he done it. But he finished, he terminated, he finished the work. Somebody built, and he finished with the floor, with the decoration, with the statue all around. Everything that is in stone is done by him.
What was the period when the church was built, and what was the name of the company that built it? What nationality were involved in the construction of the church building? How many years did the construction take?
Well, I don't know the name of the constructor, okay, who built it. I can just tell you that is going around 48, not before, 48 on. Because was dedicated to the victim of the fascism and was built in that age. It takes many years because the works were changed many times during the building. So the age, I think 48, finishing maybe 51, 52. It's European year, not of course. European year.
Okay. What was the participation of Ethiopian construction professionals or fathers? It's like during the construction.
During the construction, the professional Ethiopian people you are asking involved in this construction, or I don't understand very well what is your question. I mean, you want to know if people, professional Ethiopian people was involved?
Yeah, that's my question.
Okay. No, I was involved a lot of Ethiopian people, but was working under the direction of the people that was building the church. But of course, there was a lot of Ethiopian people involved in the building, but not professional. They were directed by Italians.
As you know, when a building is constructed, architectural, structural, its designs and other interior decoration work are done on paper. Do you think these documents are kept for history?
Well, I don't think so. I don't think so. But in case we have It is very difficult to find where, or could be, but where they are kept. For example, I found a lot of documentation about the work with invoice that was a proof of the work done beside the different ministry in Addis Ababa. I found a lot of this. But for regarding a church, will be very difficult to find something because I don't know where can be kept as well. This is the question.
Continue, Signora.
Yes, so sure there was a project because nobody can build without a design. So must be done a design, must be approved, and then you can go on with the construction. So sure there was a design, sure there was an architectural studies to build it, that, but I don't have any idea where can be kept. Sure, I found something. I found by the minister, the archive of the minister, I found a lot of things regarding the construction of something in Addis Ababa. So maybe we can try to search much more specifically the construction of this church.
Thank you.
In the archive
do you think there will be photographs and written documents taken from time to time, from the start to the completion of the building?
No. Photo no, because at that time was very, very difficult to make photos. So no one has the machine, to make the picture. So I don't think so. I searched a lot. I was not able to find. Maybe we can find 1, 2. That's it. But it's very, very difficult because at that time was not easy for everybody to have for his own machine. So it's impossible that they make a picture of that. Before or during the construction was very difficult to make that. Was expensive and not everybody had the machine with them, the camera with them. So absolutely it's difficult to find.
If your father told you anything additional or narrated to you at the time the church was being built, could you briefly tell us?
Well, he told me, let us say, first of all, the things that this church was very important because it was dedicated to the victim of the war. So there was always a consultation between the person that is building, the finishing, and the priest and the emperor. Nothing was done just by done. Everything was under control, was always checked, always, takes a lot of time. That's the reason, because each things must be decided with the emperor and with the priest. So everything was, takes time because for each things they have to decide. And sometimes they decide even when it was done. I mean, something that he done, he have to destroy and to remake again because they don't like. That's why it takes so long.
Okay. Why do you think the Holy Trinity Cathedral building is different from the other churches in Ethiopia?
Yes, it's different because normally was built as Italian, not Italian, following a cross. And we have two ways to build a church. And this church was, we have the Greek cross that is a square, okay, and we have the Latin's cross that is rectangular. And the church was done as a Latin cross.
If your father told you, okay, if your father told you anything from history, faith, or other matters, could you tell us along with it?
Well, the story is like this: that while he was finishing the church, a lot of because in the church there is a cemetery, so there is tombs all over, all around. So in the meanwhile that they was building the church, was finishing and decorating all the tombs around that was dedicated to the victims. So the work was cooperating. I mean, outside and inside. Decoration outside from the church, not only the church was only including the tombs around.
Thank you. As it is known, the church building was built by the order of the then Ethiopian Emperor Haile Selassie. What is the meaning of the 6-pointed star with a cross in the middle of the roof and the 16 crosses or shapes on the wall, and the cross used when the bishop are ordained among the painting and decoration inside? If your father told you anything, could you please tell us?
Yes. Okay. First of all, the cross that seems something. The cross in the floor is not to pass on. Okay, you don't have to pass on, but is a symbol. Is a symbol that in that church is buried people. I mean, underground you can find dead people. Is implying that's why the cross is on the floor. When you enter in a church and you find the cross in the floor, it's meaning that in that church you have people that is their tomb is inside. Can be under the floor, can be underground, but is a symbol to mean that in that church there are people that are buried there. And of course, the cross is just to mean that, and is advertising to respect much more than usual, because inside there is people to respect. Not to go on with foot. I mean, it's not to cross over. You don't have to pass on the cross. This is the meaning.
As you know, cross is a symbol of Christian religion, so that to put the cross mark in the floor of a church is appropriate?
Yeah, absolutely is appropriate, but in this case, the meaning is because inside there is dead people. Is exactly this the reason, because on the floor you pass on the floor, no? So it means that sometimes you can even you have to be careful when you go in a church that has a cross in the floor, because you don't have to pass over. Because it's a respect to the people that are buried inside the church. So this is the symbol, meaning be careful, respect more, because in this church we have dead people to respect.
Good. In particular, it is said that the emperor built the floor painting at that time after obtaining permission from the Coptic Church. How true is this? Is there any oral or written evidence?
Well, I don't think so that there is something written, okay? But the truth is that each type of work they done, the emperor each time make a consultation with the pope or with the priest. Nothing was done just like this. He was used to go very often, especially in this church. The emperor were frequently during all the war, all the work. He followed a lot, and so for each things they went together with the priest, the emperor, and the people that was following the work. So everything was decided together.
What is the meaning of the pyramid with the shapes of two angels on the top, located on the right and left behind the church, that your father told you about? Why were they made?
Yeah, the pyramid is there exactly on the both sides of the entrance, so on the right and on the left. Is the pyramid for their form is the connection between you and directly the God, the sky. And the angel is showing you the way. So showing you the pyramids, showing you that you can arrive directly to the God and to the sky.
Okay.
The connection.
You know that nowadays the pyramid is a symbol of humanity. So to build it in a church doesn't conflict with religion?
No, absolutely not. Because each thing we have to consider in the time they have built. Okay, so nowadays maybe we change a little bit of sense of the things, but the pyramid is not only of this clan, of this connection of people, but it's meaning that you are connected with God. The connection with God. So the angel is showing you the connection with God. Then the Illuminism, in the years maybe after, they use this symbol for themselves, but the origin of the pyramid is the connection between a person and directly with God.
Okay. Perhaps if there is anything I haven't raised about the church building, I will give you the opportunity to raise it.
Okay. For example, one thing that maybe we don't talk about that is the Tzabot. I mean, the Menbere Tzabot. That is a pure. How can I say? It's Amharic, so it's a pure altar in the church. This is done because this church is special for the object that they built, for the victim. So the victim has this poor altar. So this is the meaning. And what else? That in the church is, is buried a little Abuna Paulos, Abuna Baklemanot, a lot of people inside. So this is, I think this is the main thing important. Because this church was dedicated to the victim. That's why this is very, very important. And so why each symbol was done in a way to honorify these people. Okay.
Do you want to say something?
Yes, I want to say that inside the church, not in underground, but after the altar, there are the two sarcophagus that is containing the rest of the Pharaoh Haile Selassie and the Empress his wife. So this is the last monarchy, the last part of this monarchy. And this is well conserved. It's making granite, and it's a granite from Ethiopia, where they were found in Ethiopia. So it's very interesting, this story, because this man was Ethiopian, but Hudan was Chevayola.
Your father.
And the design of this tomb was decided and chosen by the emperor. Why? The wife was still alive in life. So was 1560, always European time. They choose the design and they order the work. So when she unfortunately died in 1962, they were not ready.
Yeah.
Because the happened and it takes too long to make it. So it was not ready. So they were not ready, and they came in middle of the night to pick up from his house to my father to see how he can fix for them. So later on, we finished the first one. That is for the Empress, and when the years following was finished even the one for the Emperor.
Thank you. Finally, I would like to thank you very much for our time together, and with gratitude, I bid your farewell, hoping that you will give us the opportunity for similar or other matters in the future. And I am very grateful to the Honorable Ato Mulgeta Asratakasa for giving me your phone number so that I could contact you. Thank you very much.
Thank you to you. Thank you to you. It will be a pleasure. We have pleasure anytime. Thank you.
Grazie molto, signora.
Prego. Prego.
Arrivederci.
Arrivederci.